go through, I'll always be around. We'll take our hopes and dreams, take them to reality, together. See how we love.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Love's Day.
Like the eye, to the very end. They say that love is blind, but I can see it through your eyes. You give me so much happiness, and I wanna give you nothing less. I promise to be true.
Sing it to yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody to sing it to you.
No matter what they say, this heart belongs to you. I thank the Lord for giving you to me. Forever's just a start. Forever's you and me. Baby, I feel so good. Put your body.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Happy Love's Day. Yes, 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 yes.
Baby, I hear your heart beat, your lips spread, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Instagram. Good afternoon, YouTube. Good afternoon, TikTok. And happy Love's Day. I love what Amarachi wrote because I'm seeing people write Happy Lover's Day, but I'm like, nope, I beg to differ. It's Love's Day. It is Love's Day. Valentine's Day is Love's Day. And listen, regardless of your situation, you have every right to celebrate love. I love love, right? Because God is love, and love is beautiful, and love is God, and God is love. So every opportunity to celebrate love, I'm there, I'm available. So yes, happy Love's Day. Just a day to show love, to love yourself, to love people around you, act of kindness, I challenge people in my community today, do something for yourself. Don't wait for anybody to do something nice for you. Take yourself out, uh, get yourself a gift, cook yourself a meal, or just lay in bed all day and do nothing. Because that can be a spa for someone. That can actually be, looking at self care for someone. Like literally, it's a Saturday, so no work. Just stay in bed, binge on something, get a bowl of popcorn, and just love on yourself. Why? Because you deserve love. You deserve to be loved. Oh, so sorry about that behind the sun. Uh, I hope they were able to sort that out for you. So, yes, I'm excited. It's Love's Day, but something else is making me even more excited, guys. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Yes, my latest book, Dear Empath, is out, is here, is ready, and I'm super excited. And for me, this is my gift to you, my Valentine's gift to you. Yes, so the book came out today, like I said. It's available on Amazon. You want to rush to Amazon now and order your copy anywhere you are in the world. You can order your copy. This is the hardcover, right? It's really, really nice. I love the hardcover. And of course, we have the paperback, equally okay, equally nice, just the packaging is different. And we also have the workbook and we have the affirmation book. Now, for everyone who have registered for the relational intelligence for empaths, which is coming up tomorrow, you get a free copy of the affirmation edition. Isn't that amazing? So you get a free copy of the affirmation. If you have not registered, you can still register, right? It's tomorrow. The link is in my bio. Okay, the link is in my bio. And oh my goodness, am I going to do this again? Am I going to do this? I'm always doing this. Okay, I will do this. So today only, because it's Valentine, it's Love's Day. It's Love's Day. I am given a further 25%. So in total, you get a 75% off for the relational intelligence tomorrow. Now, you won't find that link anywhere. You need to send me a DM or send me a WhatsApp message. There's a WhatsApp link in my IG bio. So if you're connecting on YouTube or TikTok, go and look for me on Instagram at Coach Jola-Grace. Send me a DM or use the WhatsApp link in my bio to say, I want to take advantage of the 75% offer, please. And then I'll send you that link. And it's for the masterclass tomorrow, relational intelligence for empaths, because empaths, I'm after you this year. I'm committed to you this year. You are my priority this year, right? Why? Because I've realized that I've seen so many good people going through bad experiences. So many kind-hearted people. And if you're not sure if you're an empath, you need to be in the class tomorrow, because one of the first things we're going to do, we're going to run about 2 or 3 assessments for you. Check at least where you are on the spectrum, because some people are full-blown empaths. Like, oh my goodness, they are full-blown. Some people are strong empaths. Some people are, they are just somewhere on the periphery. But you need to know where you are on the spectrum. We're also going to run relationship assessment test, okay, for you to know, are your relationships healthy? Are they unhealthy? And are they toxic, so that you can know what to do about that going forward. So it's going to be phenomenal. Tomorrow is in the evening. Tomorrow, all the information is in my bio. And like I said, you get a free copy of the affirmation edition of their Empath, right? And then you can just begin to dig in, because listen, you need affirmation, their Empath. I'm telling you that for free. You need affirmation. So this book, right, is 10 letters I've written from the bottom of my heart. I've written you guys 10 empaths. If you're not an empath, then it's okay, right? But if you know anybody who's an empath, or maybe you think you are and you're not sure, right? It's still okay. Hang in there, right? And I've got 10 letters, right, that I've written to you. So this is not your usual chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Thank you very much, Swamp. Thank you for loving my glasses. My name is Jola-Grace Emmanuel. If you're connecting with me for the first time, I see you all on Instagram, on TikTok. Thank you for connecting. Leo, Mary, Isata, thank you for connecting. So this is not, I've not written it in the conventional chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It's just letters. I've just tried to write to you from the bottom of my heart. Because like I said, I've seen too many good people go through negative experiences. Too many good people say, oh, and I was so I've been burnt. My fingers have been burnt. I just really wanted to help that person. I really just, in my mind, just wanted to, be nice to this person or help this person. And then look what they have repaid me with. So I went ahead and I wrote 10 chapters, 10 letters to you. So the first chapter is the empath identity, because you cannot change what you don't know. So first of all, let's try to introduce you to you, right? And a lot of times when people do the assessment, they're like, oh, wow, that's me. Oh, wow, this is why. In fact, let me tell you something for free. Many times, empaths that end up in toxic relationships, maritally, empaths that, and if you know anybody who you think is an empath, right? Maybe you just suspect, get them on this live right now. Get them to connect, because we're going to be sharing some deep stuff this afternoon, right? I've realized that quite a number of empaths, when they get into romantic relationships, what fuels their connecting or their marriage to that person, or their getting into relationship with that person, is not so much as love, but help. They just see this person and you just feel, I want to help this person, because your nervous system as an empath is wired to understand and identify pain. So because that is your gift. So you see when someone is in pain, when someone is broken, when someone needs help, you can tell. And it attracts you, it pulls you to that person. But oftentimes you don't realize that you're not supposed to be marrying the person. Probably so help the person in another way, right? But this book is going to help you. Number one, the first letter is the empath identity. What's your identity, right? And then the second letter is the empath's heart. Your heart. Let's talk about your heart. What goes on in your heart? How you think, how you reason, and then we've got the empath's inner world, right? What's going on in your inner world? So so the empath. So the empath identity. If you're not sure, am I really an empath? We're going to look at that, and then the second letter in this book is, let's go, and then at the end of each chapter there's soul search. Okay, so for instance, at the end of the empath identity is, where might I be giving too much of myself, and what would it look like to gently let go of what isn't mine to carry? Because they are empaths, we carry a lot of the things that we have no business carrying, and we get overwhelmed, we self-sabotage. Okay, so letter 2 is the empath's heart, the contradiction. I really, really love this chapter, the contradiction. So you see, you are like, but I will read a little bit of each of the chapter to you in a minute, if I can, in the few minutes that I have, right? And apologies, my voice is a bit croaked because I'm just coming out of recovering from flu. So bear with me. So the empath has contradiction. So you see, you realize that you think you've got something good going on. You think, "Ah, everybody should like me. I'm kind hearted." And because you know that you're always trying to help people. But then you realize that this same gift that's supposed to be for the people's good is bringing you, the carrier, pain. And there's a contradiction. You're not sure what's going on. Why? Why am I experiencing pain instead of pleasure from this wonderful gift that I'm carrying? Is the contradiction. And I wrote a whole letter to you on that. And then letter 3 is the empath's inner world, self-awareness. The empath's inner world, self-awareness, right? You need to know yourself. You need to understand what is going on in your life. And then we go to chapter 4, the empath's boundaries. And here I said to you, you are not the savior of the world. Dear empath, you're not the savior of the world, right? And then, okay, let me just look at the content and tell you I'm super excited, as you can see. So first letter is, I have to read you the introduction. There's a story there. So the empath's inner world, and then we've got the empath's boundaries. Then letter 5 is the empath's relationships. We need to get into that. Letter 6, the empath's love life. Letter 7, the empath's self-worth. Oftentimes, empaths struggle with their self-worth. Number 8, the empath's growth. Number 9, the empath's mind. Number 10, letter 10, the empath's future. Because listen, you have a brilliant future. You have a beautiful, beautiful future. So let us go to the introduction. We've got the acknowledgement, the dedication, the introduction. I'll probably peg it here because I'll still come back later on, hopefully to, talk more about the book. And, of course, I've said the book is available on Amazon, right? You can go on to Amazon and order it. Let me see if I can type that in and pin it. So their empaths book now out. Yeah, their empaths book. Just bear with me. I'm typing this now out. Welcome. I see you all. Ruth, I see you. Peter, good afternoon. King in Hope, good afternoon, everyone. Now out on Amazon worldwide. So Amazon worldwide. Okay, so you can go and grab your copy. Yeah, that's it. So that Empath book now available on Amazon worldwide. Hi. I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you on TikTok. Hi. God bless you. So introduction from their Empath book. And like I said, we have the affirmation edition. We have the workbook, right? We have the workbook. So for the affirmation, if you have registered for the Relational Intelligence Masterclass coming up tomorrow, you get the workbook absolutely free of charge. And you have not registered, like I said, you can still quickly go and register. We have a few more spaces available. Let me see if I can talk about the masterclass before I read the introduction. If you just bear with me, I'm looking for it. It's somewhere here, I promise. Okay. So nearly there. So that is happening tomorrow. Like I said, the master class is happening tomorrow. Okay, I'm not sure where that has gone to. Okay, I will find it. Okay, there we go. 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 Can you see it now on my screen? That's still another one. Okay, so let's use. Oh, look at that. Okay, relational intelligence. Okay. So, relational intelligence masterclass. Okay, building healthy relationship for empaths, building healthy relationships without losing yourself. Okay, I've been taken advantage of so many times, but I'm extremely empathetic, so I have to read it. Yes, please, King Hope, go and get your copy wherever you are. It's available on Amazon. Okay, and if you have not registered for this class tomorrow, I would strongly advise that you register for that because it's specifically relational intelligence for empaths. Empaths, sometimes in relationship, we get overwhelmed, we get taken advantage of. You don't know, we struggle. If you struggle to say no, you're an empath. You just always realize that you say yes at your own detriment, right? And it's a gift. Being an empath is a gift. So if you have not registered for relational intelligence, I've just put that up on Instagram. Okay. You can go and take advantage of that. And today I'm also offering a further 25% off. So meaning that you have 75% discount. So instead of this $49.99, oh my goodness. Well, it's a season of love. Let's just do it. Okay. It's a season of love. So you get to pay half of £25, right? Instead of 99 pounds. Okay, but the link for that, you won't find it anywhere online. You need to send a DM or send a WhatsApp message. So if you're watching on YouTube or on TikTok, please go to my Instagram and send a DM or use the WhatsApp link to send me a message and say, I want to take advantage of the 75% discount for the Relational Intelligence Masterclass coming up tomorrow. Okay, so introduction. Dear empaths, freshly launched. Good evening, Blessing. Good to see you. Good evening, Decent Bride. Lolly Folly Cakes. Hi, good evening. Hi, Tony. Adley Content. Good evening. Thank you all so much for connecting. So, have you ever asked this question? Why do bad things happen to good people? How many of you? Put in the comments. Have you ever maybe you just thought about it, or you've actually literally asked the question, why do bad things happen to good people? The truth is, somebody says many times, even me. Oh, bless you. Don't worry. Empaths, honestly, like I said, this year is me and you, right? Because I have asked that question so many times. Why do bad things happen to good people? Genuinely good people, kind-hearted people, but bad things happen to them. Why? Most of us have asked that question. And I said here, if you're holding this book, it's not by accident. You are likely searching for answers. Something within you has been looking for the language to describe the way you feel. Sometimes you don't get it. You're like, why am I like this? Right? And even though somebody hurt you yesterday, today you're still helping another person. And you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't really want to do this. Right? Something within you is looking for the language to describe the way you feel, for understanding, for validation, for a voice that says, listen, you are not strange. Sometimes you feel you are strange. You are strange. You are not wrong. You are not too much. Sometimes you think that, can't I just mind my business? I mean, if you have felt like that, must I always just help people? Can't I just mind my business? And in a bid to do that, you realize that you're getting hurt. So perhaps you have spent years feeling misunderstood, unseen, or labeled as too sensitive. Maybe your giving heart has left you feeling exhausted, drained, or taken for granted. You might have been told that you care or you feel too deeply or notice too much. You're always noticing everything. You know when somebody is not happy. You notice everything about everybody. Listen, what the world calls too much is actually a beautiful gift. If there's one thing you're taking away from this life or when you rewatch it, is to understand that that thing in you that you are feeling, "Ugh, why am I always like this?" It is a gift. And for people of faith, I will show you something in a minute. Your ability to sense what others cannot, to pick up on emotional currents others overlook, is not a flaw. It is actually a rare and special gift. And I know this intimately because I have lived it. And a lot of the things here are from my own personal experience. So I know this intimately because I've lived this as a firstborn daughter. If you're a firstborn, you're like most likely that empath comes naturally to you. Responsibility was stitched into my identity long before I had a language to define who I was. I learned early how to carry the emotional weight of those around me, to anticipate their needs, to step in before anyone asks. I felt responsible for everybody's happiness and emotion. Are you like that? You're feeling responsible for everybody's emotion, for everybody's happiness. I believed kindness always returned to the giver. Are we in the house? Those of us who are in that WhatsApp group. I believed kindness always returns. If I'm kind to this person, then they will be kind back to me. Chai. I believe loyalty was mirrored. If I'm loyal to you, you should be loyal back to me. I believe the goodness I pour out would naturally find its way back to me. I genuinely thought everyone's intentions were pure and people will reciprocate the kindness given. Hmm, what a belief. Life eventually taught me that not everyone is not like me. So, dear empaths, not everyone is like you. You have to understand that. You have to accept that. Not everybody is like you. People don't think the way you think, they don't reason the way you reason. So, stop expecting them to respond the way you will respond. Let's keep reading. So life taught me that not everyone is not like me, and that empathy without boundaries can leave even the strongest people exhausted. Empathy without boundaries. My desire to help became an open door that people walked through freely, even when they had no intention of giving back. And today is Love's Day, and a lot of people are probably they are triggered today and they are reminiscing, not so much reminiscing because it's not really positive, but they are having flashbacks to the negative experiences they've had with romantic relationships. Where I did this to that person, and look at what they've done to me, and all of that. Because empathy without boundaries will leave even the strongest people exhausted. So my desire to help became an open door for people to walk through freely, even when they had no intention of giving back. I took on the pain that wasn't mine. I stayed in places long after my soul said it's time to go. You know how you just keep making excuses for bad behavior? How you just keep in your mind. You see, a lot of empaths get into relationship with the idea of people of who they expect that person to be, not what that person really is. So you meet this person, you see all of the negative behavior, all of the red flags, and you now create a different image in your head of a perfect version of that person. And that is the person you are relating with. But that is not really that person. So you keep getting hurt over and over and over and over again. So let me keep reading. For a long time, I thought love meant tolerating toxicity. How many of you have thought that? You think that love meant, just stay there, keep enduring it, love suffer it long, just tolerate all the toxicity. I thought that. And compassion meant sacrificing myself. I kept giving and giving from my emotional accounts. We all have emotional bank accounts. Believing that was the right thing to do, only to find that the more I gave, the more invincible and depleted I became to others and eventually to myself. I was drained to the core. My emotional reserves depleted. My emotional bank account was overdrawn. My bandwidth frayed into a whisper. My very sense of self esteem seemed to wither. And then I began to question why choosing good had not shielded me from disappointment and pain. I don't know if you're in that WhatsApp group. You just believe that why? So you see, this is just a teaser. Go and get the book. Their Empath is available on Amazon worldwide. And if you've registered for relational intelligence for Empath coming up tomorrow, you get a free copy of the affirmation version. Oh my goodness, the affirmation version is amazing. Okay, I will come and uh I will read to you. I need to go. I just thought I'll quickly come and share this with us, but I will still try and come back later on today. Okay, the affirmation edition is out, is ready. You will have a copy of that tomorrow for those who have registered. And like I said, if you have not registered, just for today only, you can still register and you now get to have a 75% discount off, right? But that link is not anywhere in public. You will need to send me a DM, send a DM or a WhatsApp message, okay, and then we can get that to you. I just want to read some of the affirmation to you. So, for instance, day 1. That's why I say empath. You need affirmation because you see, being an empath is a gift, like I've said, but you need to learn how to manage it. So day 1 says, and you have 90 days. The affirmation is a 90-day affirmation. So you see, research has shown that it takes between, it varies. Some people say 21, some people say 60 days, but between 60 and 90 days to form a new habit. And your way of processing situations around you as an empath is a habit that you formed over time. So for you to change that, you then need to say these things to yourself every day for 90 days. So day 1, for instance, says, I honor the truth of who I am. I embrace the depth of my sensitivity. I rise into my authentic self. I am enough. You say that to yourself you say that to yourself day 1. Throughout the day, you keep telling yourself that. And you are building the kind of person you want to become. Because listen, let me flip to, I'm still in the introduction, but I want to, I think that's probably in chapter 1 who the empath is. So we move on. Introduction, chapter 1. I love this chapter 1. I started with a story of a lady called Sharon, right? And then I helped you to see in 1 Corinthians 12:28. Right? Actually, let's go there. Let's read it. 1 Corinthians 12:28. Or somebody can just put it in the comment section for me. 1 Corinthians 12:28. Apologies about my voice. I'm just recovering from flu. 1 Corinthians 12:28. So let me show you. For those of you who are people of faith, let me show you in the Bible. Let me show you in the Bible. Let me show you in the Bible. 1 Corinthians 12:28. 1 Corinthians 12:28. Welcome to everyone that's just joining. Their Empath is now out. It's out on Amazon. You can order yourself a copy from Amazon and just hello, somebody connecting from Pakistan and India. Amazing. Yeah, I'm sure if you go to Amazon, you will be able to order your copy as well. Okay, this is my small Bible. Um, okay. So, and God has placed in the church, this is for people of faith, you will understand this. I want you to see yourself as an empath, you have a gift. And God has placed in the church, first of all, apostles, second, prophets, third, teachers, then miracles, then gift of healing, and then gift of helping. It's a gift. It's a ministry gift. They're empaths. That thing in you that you're wondering, why am I always wanting to help people, is actually a ministry gift. But you know, as with every other gift, you need to know how to manage it. You know that? Have you read that book? Talent is not enough. Right? As with talent and gift, it needs to be managed. You have a young boy, a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and you begin to say, oh, he's very good in football. You don't just sit down at home and say, yeah, come and be eating amala and eating pasta and eating. No, you immediately get him, look for a coach, and they begin to coach the boy. He begins to practice. He begins to practice. He begins to practice. Why? So that it can maximize that gift. As an empath, you have a gift. But a lot of us have just allowed the gifts to just stay there. We've not managed it. We've not maximized it. We've not tailored it to actually bring good to ourselves and to people around us. And that's what I'm doing for all of you this year, dear empaths. I'm holding you. And we're starting with what? We're starting with that. We are starting with that. We are starting with the book. Written 10 letters to you. So I'm going to read chapter 1. I'm going to read the story to you. So the first letter, so there are 10 letters in it, and the first letter is the empath identity. Am I really an empath? I'm just going to read you the story, and then we'll continue from there later on, right? And like I said, if you're not in the room tomorrow, okay, let's put it back there. That is it. Dear empaths. Tomorrow is going to be phenomenal. So, dear empaths, this is chapter 1. I'll read a little bit out of it. Dear empaths, let me tell you the story of a young woman named Sharon. Sharon was lively and warm, with a kind of a beauty that went far beyond what you could see on the surface. Sharon had a way of noticing things most people missed. So begin to see if you are inside, if this resonates with you. Sharon had a way of noticing things people missed, often in ways that made others feel seen and special. She picked up on moods, sensed tension the moment she walked into a room, and she could tell when something was wrong, even long before anyone said a word. It was a gift. Although, if she was honest, it often felt like a lot to carry. Mo, I know you. I know you. Is it not you? I know you. I have not even said where the book was. I know that you've already gone to check. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Well done. Please, as you get your books, kindly take a picture with the book or do a review. Put it on your social media and tag me so that I can repost. Okay, because my goal is to get this book into the hand of every empath. You need it. You know someone who's an empath, you have a child who's an empath, just get this book in their hands. And you know what I normally say, that the greatest gift you can give somebody is a gift, a gift, sowing a gift into their mind, because your mind is your greatest asset. Knowledge is power. And a lot of us empaths, right, we have been taken advantage of because we didn't know what to do with the gift. So let's look at Sharon. So at work, Sharon would walk into the office and instantly sense when something was off. Sometimes it was a colleague who just had an argument, or someone who had received bad news and was trying to hide it. Behind a quick, I'm fine. You know how people ask you, oh, I'm fine. And sometimes you're not empath because of the way you feel, because you actually care about people's emotions. So even when something is not right with you, when you're struggling and people ask you, how are you? Like, I don't want to bother them. You just say, I'm fine. That's one of the things empaths. Let me just, I'll be okay. I'll sort myself out. So you're always carrying and carrying, and sometimes you don't even allow people to help you, not because you are proud, but because you don't really want to bother them with your own struggles. Let's read on. They are empaths. She noticed the sadness people worked so hard to cover up. One afternoon, she saw her friend Daniel sitting alone at the back of this office cafe, slowly stirring his coffee. He hadn't said a single word, but Sharon felt a familiar tightness settle in her chest. She sat down across him and gently said, "You don't have to talk if you don't want to, but I can tell something is weighing on you." Empaths they have a sensor. They can sense, they can just know that "Hmm, something is wrong with that guy. He's not. Sometimes it's just a phone call, hello, just hello, and you know something is not right with your friend. They're empaths. So when she said that to Daniel, Daniel's eyes filled with tears. And after a moment, he told her he had just received an email from HR about being placed on a PIP and he was terrified of failing. No one else had noticed how shaking he was, but Sharon did because she had a gift. The problem was that Sharon didn't know how to switch it off. So she took Daniel's worry home with her. That night, she laid awake thinking about him, replaying his fears in her own mind, and her heart was heavy as though it was a situation to fix. Empaths were the fixers. We always like to fix. At home, Sharon had a way of absorbing everyone's emotions, even without realizing it. When her younger sister was anxious about exams and struggling to sleep, Sharon found herself wide awake too. She stayed up late, helping her to revise, offering reassurance, and doing her best to calm her nerves. When her mom was grieving the loss of a close friend and complained of headaches and body aches, Sharon felt that sadness settle into her own body as well. We take people's physical emotions on. We feel our sensor is so strong, right? I said jokingly that if you're watching a movie and you know it's a movie and you start to cry because there was an emotional scene, excuse me, you're an empath. What are you doing? You are taking their emotion on. You're feeling that thing as if it was happening to you. That's an empath. So people loved Sharon, and you see the thing about empath is people always gravitate towards you. People love you, they come around you because you are a safe space for them. And remember, it is a gift. But if you don't know how to own that gift and manage it, you will self sabotage. So people love Sharon. She was a safe space. They came to her with their worries, their secrets, and their pain. She listened, she cared, she showed up. However, somewhere along the way, she stopped showing up for herself. She kept saying yes when she was already tired and kept giving when she had nothing left. Slowly, she began carrying problems that were never hers to solve. Sharon truly believed that she could help the whole world. And as an empath, you kind of have that, no, I have to help, I can help everybody. Without realizing in the process that she was losing herself. One evening, after a long day of helping three different friends, Sharon sat alone in her room, completely exhausted and emotionally drained. How often do you get emotionally drained and exhausted? Earlier that day, her first friend Lola had called in tears about being rejected for a promotion she had worked so hard to earn. Sharon listened patiently. Empaths are good listeners. Offered encouragement to, yeah, sorry, don't worry. And then she even helped her to think through how she could prepare for the next opportunity. Later on, Paul called Sharon. He was overwhelmed with anxiety about his upcoming professional exams. Sharon stayed on the phone with him for hours, quizzing him. Okay, just say, okay, let me ask you questions. Okay, if they ask you this, what will you answer? Helping him organize his notes and calming his fears. Even as her own energy quietly slipped away. Then there was Sarah, who had just gone through a painful breakup. Sharon let her cry on her shoulder, offering comfort, reassurance, and hope. She stayed with her late into the evening while Sarah tried to make sense of her emotions. So you are that friend that, when they serve your other friends breakfast, they come and cry your shoulder and you are always there for them. However, for Sharon, by the time everyone had gone home or hung up on the phone, Sharon realized how much of herself she had given away. She had carried their fears, their worries, their pain as though they were her own. She was too tired to eat dinner and barely had the energy to even speak. Sitting alone in the quiet of her room, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Nobody did anything to her, but she was exhausted. And you know, exhaustion can cause you to actually begin to cry. So tears began to roll down her cheeks, and she whispered, "Why do I always feel so heavy when everyone else goes home lighter?" In that moment, something finally clicked. Sharon realized that she was an empath. Her deep ability to sense and carry emotions was a gift, but it came with responsibility. She could feel other people's pain, but she was never meant to become their pain. She could love deeply, yet she also needed boundaries to protect her heart. For the first time, Sharon began to pay attention to herself. And that's chapter 1. We talked about different types of empath. Um, like I said, there are extroverted empaths, there are introverted empaths, there are ambiverted empaths. We talked about how people also display. We have cognitive empaths, we have affective emotional empaths, we have intuitive empaths, we have compassionate empaths. And honestly, at the end of every chapter, like I said, there's a chapter conclusion, right? So for instance, letter 1, I've called them letters, not chapters. Letter 1, recognizing yourself as an empath is not about placing a label on your life. It's about gaining understanding and compassion for who you are. This letter has shown you that your sensitivity is not an accident, it's not a flaw. It is a gift that allows you to connect deeply, notice what others miss, and offer comfort in meaningful ways. Right? Being an empath does not mean absorbing everything around you. It just means learning how to feel without losing yourself. Now, there's a soul search as well at the end of every letter. Now, this one is, where in my life have I been caring for others at the expense of myself? And what is one step I can take to bring more balance? There are 10 letters here for you, dear empaths. And see, this book is one of the, there's so many reasons why I shouldn't have released this book, because I've just really had a lot on my plate this season. But I just knew I couldn't sleep. I knew beyond a shadow of doubt that their empath, this letter needed to come out. So the letters are here. The letters are ready, dear empath. And I want you to make sure you get this book into the hands of everyone you know, even if they've not described themselves as an empath, but as I'm reading it or as I'm talking about it, saying, that person, they're always like that. They don't know how to, set boundaries. They don't know how to say no. They need this. And you need the workbook and you need the affirmation, right? For those of you who have registered, like I said, so tomorrow we're having the relational intelligence for empaths masterclass. Yes, we're going to talk about everything relationship, and it's not just romantic relationship alone that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about every kind of relationship, interpersonal relationships, because empaths self-sabotage in relationships generally, whether romantic, whether interpersonal. You just self-sabotage in relationships, and it's important for you to begin to understand that relationships are not supposed to weigh you down, right? So that is relational intelligence for masterclass. Like I said, if you register for that, you get a free affirmation copy of their empaths. Okay, you're going to learn how to build healthy interpersonal and romantic relationships as an empath without losing yourself. So many people have lost themselves in relationships are powerful. Nobody was created to thrive in isolation. God created us to be social beings, social animals, so you need other people. But especially as empaths, because of our sensitivity, because of the gifts you have, a lot of empaths have been hurt in relationships, and you are now coming to a place where you say to yourself, I just want to be on my own. I'm not doing friendship again. I'm not doing relationship again. I'm not dating again. I've been two months. No, see, the Bible still maintains that two are better than one. Two are better than one. So we're going to be looking at elements of healthy relationship. How do I know? We're going to look at value. I say one of the major causes of conflict in relationship is misalignment of values. How do I elicit my own values? How do I check if those values are relate, if those values click or connect with other people's values? Because sometimes, right, what is happening in those relationships is you are a square peg and you're trying to fit yourself into a round hole. Nothing is wrong with the square peg or the round hole, you just don't fit. And so the struggle is there. So how do I know? And how do I know the relationship to connect to? How do I even know the state of my relationship? Is it healthy? Is it toxic? Is it unhealthy? What can I do about it? How do I start, right, to begin to love myself so that I can love people better? All this and more we're going to discuss tomorrow at the Relational Intelligence Masterclass. The link is in my bio. If you're not registered, it is in my Instagram bio. So for those of you who are connecting on YouTube and on TikTok, please go to my Instagram at Jola-Grace, at Coach Jola-Grace, sorry, at Coach Jola-Grace, Coach Jola-Grace on Instagram. Send me a DM or use the link there, the WhatsApp link there to chat with me. So I'm going to love you and leave you for now. But go to Amazon, go to Amazon anywhere you are and order your own. You can either order the sorry, I've got an injury in my my right hand, so I'm struggling to hold that. But we've got the paper copy, right? And then you've also got the hardcover edition. They are beautiful. Even if I say so myself, I love it. I love the design. It's amazing. So go ahead, go and register. I mean, go and get your copy. Buy. So if you're wondering, there's this friend of mine, what do I buy for her or what do I buy for him for Valentine's Day? Hey, this is a gift you can buy. Order it now and send it to them. They'll deliver it to them. Order and send to them. Order and send to them. This is the best gift that you can give to your loved ones this season. Awesome. Thank you all so much for connecting. Like I said, I need to I need to be on the move now, but I'm looking forward to either seeing you later this evening. Thank you all for joining. I see you all. Hi. I'll see you tomorrow at the class, but probably see you later tonight as we come and talk more about my latest book, Their Empath. I am the Soul Doctor. My name is Jola-Grace Emmanuel. And like I love to say, I'm committed to helping you heal, thrive, and grow their empath. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for connecting. Thank you all. Bye.